Hello, I'm Dr. Tara Palmatier of shrinkformen.com. If you have a question or would like to schedule a session, you can reach me at shrinkformen@gmail.com. The topic of this video is, why do narcissists cheat? Narcissists cheat. Yes, they cheat on their husbands, their wives, their boyfriends and girlfriends, but it goes way beyond that. It's been said that narcissists and other cluster B personality disordered individuals lie, consciously and unconsciously, to survive. For many narcissists, cheating isn't a one-time aberrant behavior. It's a way of life. Narcissists cheat on their taxes. They cheat on school exams. They plagiarize other people's work. They persuade or bully their girlfriends or boyfriends to write their term papers for them. They cheat their neighbors, for example, planting trees 6 inches over the property line. They cheat their way out of obligations, like getting out of military service by using well-placed connections or bogus medical excuses, or remaining unemployed or underemployed to pay less child support or get more child or spousal support. Narcissists cheat their business partners, scheming to get a bigger piece of the pie or by taking credit they're not due. Years ago, working as a managing editor for a psychology web startup, a former colleague inflated an invoice from a shared vendor expense by $10. Pocketing an extra $5 was a victory for this guy. $5. Even being a small-time cheat is rewarding for some of these individuals. Odds are that wasn't the only time my former colleague cheated me. It's just the only time I know about him cheating me out of money. I was well aware he had misappropriated, in other words, stole, ideas and turns of phrase that are distinctly mine, for which he still takes credit as if they're his own. Narcissists cheat strangers by jumping the queue at a concert or Starbucks. Why should they have to wait like everyone else? My narcissistic ex used to wear a knee brace from a years-old surgery in order to board planes before the elderly, young children, and military service people. This is a man who always flew business class, by the way, so that he was going to have space in the overhead bin for his baggage. They cheat systems by leapfrogging steps or rules us ordinary folk follow. They skip classes, prerequisite qualifications, and look for other shortcuts to the brass ring or monetary rewards. They create Facebook charities without having a 501c3, thereby avoiding regulation and accountability, and making it easier to pocket donations. They create GoFundMe pages for cancers they don't have. In other words, they cheat. In fact, they enjoy cheating. Because they enjoy it so much, what do you think the odds are that narcissists, psychopaths, and other predators will willingly stop their duplicitous behaviors? I'd say that's slim to none. Why do narcissists cheat? First, pathological entitlement. Whether the narcissist is the grandiose type or the professional victim martyr type, they're entitled. They fancy themselves as far too special to follow basic social etiquette, rules, and laws, including family court orders. They're too special or have suffered too much to be expected to take an entry-level position. They're clearly upper management. They don't need to attend academic or professional training programs to be qualified to start a business in a specialized field. If they like cupcakes, that's all the experience they need to begin an organic bakery out of their home kitchen. Professional culinary training? Nope. Or they see no problem calling themselves doctor on their advice blogs when their highest level of education is a high school diploma or an associate's degree in communications. Just because someone has traveled on an airplane countless times doesn't mean they're qualified to fly a plane or call themselves captain. But a narcissist believes this is qualification enough. Being entitled is also justification to betray and hurt people. You didn't make the narcissist feel special enough every single minute of every single day. Therefore, it's your fault the narcissist had to cheat on you. they weren't responsible. Or after emotionally draining you for years, you're now boring and therefore you deserve to be betrayed. The neighbor is a jerk. Therefore, it's okay to cut down his trees without permission. Their business partner doesn't pay close enough attention to the books, so he deserved to get ripped off when the narcissist skims off the top. Second, duping delight. Cheating is a form of lying. Compulsive habitual cheaters are also compulsive habitual liars. Duping delight is the near irresistible thrill some people feel in taking a risk and getting away with it. Sometimes it includes contempt for the target who is being so ruthlessly and successfully exploited. It's hard to contain duping delight. Those who feel it want to share their accomplishments with others, seeking admiration for their exploits. And that is a direct quote from a book by Paul Ekman, 2009. Many people who've been in a relationship with a narcissist have learned to spot their lying tells, or the facial or behavioral signals that indicate they're lying. If the narcissist is experiencing duping delight, you'll often catch a quick flash of a smirk, or what Ekman calls a micro-expression. I call it the sociopathic smirk. Even when you catch them in a lie, they may still experience duping delight for having been able to deceive you for a time. If you persist in holding the liar accountable, they typically respond in a few predictable ways. They tell more lies, they have a rage episode, they play the victim, or all three. Sometimes they cry and act pitiful or manufacture psychosomatic symptoms. Sometimes liars gin up anger, outrage, and indignation when exposed. These responses are basically just different distraction techniques. There is one caveat, though. If the narcissist is being threatened with exposure or other unwanted consequences, the rage is real, and this is when they are at their most dangerous. In addictions treatment, there's a concept called getting over on. At least it was a term in the addictions field when I worked in it during the late 90s and early 2000s while in grad school. After Googling addiction plus get over on, the best definition I could find is on Urban Dictionary, which is a general term used to indicate someone attempting to take advantage of someone else or play them in a scam, be it something simple like beating one to a parking space or complex like criminal fraud. The example Urban Dictionary uses is perfect too, which is, my former tenants really got over on me. They stopped paying rent, so I had to take them to court and evict them. It took months and cost me tens of thousands of dollars in lost rent, hiring a lawyer and repairing the damage they caused. Meantime, they lived in a 3-bedroom house for only 2 months' rent. In addition to duping delight, narcissists and other predators like to get over on people and systems. They're scammers and con artists. They get a high or adrenaline rush from getting over on, outsmarting, or beating their victims, whether the victim is an individual, an organization, or a government system. 3, no sense of personal accountability. When an individual lacks a conscience, has little to no integrity, no empathy, and is able to discharge any feelings of shame, embarrassment, or guilt via primitive and immature psychological defense mechanisms like projection, denial, blame shifting, splitting, projective identification, distortion, devaluation, delusional projection, and disassociation, any manner of dishonest, reprehensible, and criminal activities are fairly easy to carry out. These defense mechanisms are the building blocks of the narcissists, the borderlines, the histrionics, and the psychopath's false self. Narcissists protect and preserve the false self, or the public mask of the high-functioning abuser, at all costs. Preserving the false self is a matter of ego preservation versus ego annihilation. That's psychological life versus psychological death. The false self is their brittle, fragmented ego. The false self is the means by which narcissists avoid the toxic shame they'd surely feel if they were to acknowledge the reality of who they are and the unconscionable things they do. To this end, they lie, develop a sense of entitlement via grandiosity or a victim narrative, and practice self-serving and outrageously unfair double standards in their relationships. Double standards, or the cuckoo clock, or the narcissist having one set of rules for her or himself and another set of rules for everyone else, is yet another kind of cheating. Many narcissists surround themselves with enablers, apologists, and scapegoats. These people enable the narcissist to avoid taking responsibility for themselves and to evade the consequences of their actions. Narcissists will keep narcissisting until they run into a wall of accountability. I don't recommend being that wall. When faced with exposure and consequences, there's no low too low nor too depraved. They can be dangerous when cornered, as I said. False arrest is just as much an act of violence as being physically beaten. And I am directing that to the men out there who are in relationships with female narcissists. You're probably not at as much risk to be physically injured. The big threat is being arrested based on false allegations. Remember, this is a matter of survival to narcissists, male or female. I understand. It isn't fair. There's often no justice, and narcissists frequently get away with murder, sometimes literally. In order for a narcissist to be held fully accountable, it takes an entire community, law enforcement, or the judiciary. Even should the narcissist be socially ostracized or jailed, don't expect that they'll ever admit their wrongdoing. Express remorse. They'll express self-pity, okay? But that's different from remorse. Or take full responsibility without blaming others or circumstances. The best justice you can find is in freeing yourself from the narcissist, healing, getting on with your life, making different choices, and not looking back. Again, I'm Dr. Tara Palmatier of shrinkformen.com. If you have a question or would like to schedule a session, you can reach me at shrinkformen@gmail.com. Thank you, and have a nice day.